Welcome back to What Arty Noobs for General Disturbance. This is an M10 Wolverine. It's a Tier 5 American turreted tank destroyer. It's located on the south front of Steps, and it's under the command of 73north of WTWW. And the game is on. Well, they started building these in 1942, and by December of 1943 they built 6,706 of them. They weren't made by the same factory, they were made by multiple factories based on the M4 hull and with a different turret. And basically it's the same standard design which was built by all of the American companies, most notable of which was Ford and General Motors, of course. Now 6,046 of them actually had the twin diesel, and so it was a diesel powered vehicle, and quite a lot of them actually got turned into M36 Jacksons by applying a different turret and a different gun. Now it's the 76mm main gun. It's capable of doing 115 alpha and penetrating 128mm bomb. You can see he's tearing that Panzer IV Aslain F5 to pieces. Okay, so he's got his first kill and he's moving up. The fire rate is really good. It's 3.07 seconds per shot. You can see here that 73north has got it down to 2.59. So he's lopped about half a second off the reload time. And that really makes a difference when it's so quick a reload. Of course, in the end, it all comes down to the arm of the loader as he shoves those shells into the breach. And he has to time it correctly to make sure that the shell goes in after the gun's fired, not before, and therefore the tip of the shell doesn't impact on the reload as it's about to be shoved in. Or breach hit the reload. See, he's going through that Churchill 3 with absolutely no problem whatsoever. Straight through the front of him. Oh, that one went high, right over the top. And that one didn't pen. Hit the hard armor. That's another pen. Next one should kill him. Oh, it doesn't. So he's hitting the... He's hitting the armor now, and that one went right over the top. Ah, finally he gets one that goes in correctly. So now he's got 2 kills. Now I should say, actually, this is a game that was played with a load of bots, so it must have been late at night. Normally that's when the NA server does get bots. But there are live players on the enemy team. According to this, a Honey 3 is the live player, and a T50, no, that's a bot. The KV1SA is a real player. So that guy there we're firing at the moment, that's a real player. Now he's taking on the Excelsior, who's up ahead of us. And now he's back in the garage. That landed right on the weak spot of the KV1SA. Now you can tell the bots because they're the ones with the cone on in front of and behind the name in the team lifts in the corners. So far, 73north is the only one who's got kills on his team. But there are 2 players on the enemy team, including one of the bot, have managed to get kills. So, and that Honey 3 is there. Okay, so he needs to treat this one carefully. Now you can take out that guy, that bot, see if he responds. Bots normally do respond, in fact he has. And he just fired his 75mm at us. And we got Amaract, but we fixed that straight away. And we got hit by the DSPZ as well. We've lost a fair amount of hit points. We've got to watch out for that Honey 3 though. That's the real player. Now luckily the Excelsior is going ahead of us, so he's actually distracting that guy. First shot was a bit wild. Oh, but he gets the second one in, and that's the end of his game. So now it's just farming up the bots, because that's all they've got left. But be careful. 3001H next. And one more. Yes. So that's 5 kills. Next one gets him a Top Gun. I go after the DSPZ rather than actually anyone else. He's the only one who's actually got damage on you. Oh, he's been spotted by the DSPZ. He's auto-aimed on. He's got behind cover. Does get one in on auto-aim. And he got the kill. That's the Top Gun. So now he's going to go into the cap area. Although he could actually keep going and get a pulse medal. The other enemy tanks are over there. He's actually in the cap to try and put pressure on the enemy. And I suspect they will come back, and he's using the bot as cover, as armor. If they fire at his bot teammate, he'll actually get the reset. That's his 7. Will he get a Radley's? Well, there's no way really that he's going to be able to get the Excelsior to leave the cap. And that's it. Game over. It's a victory. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was the first ace tanker for 73north of WTWW in the Wolverine. He managed to get a fire for effect for doing more damage than the hit points for his own vehicle. He got a duelist for taking down 2 tanks who damaged him, and he also got a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 10 in this game. He got the high caliber for dealing the most damage in the game, and the tank sniper for doing the most damage at a distance of 300 meters or more. And of course, he got a Top Gun for getting at least 6 kills. In fact, he could have gone on and got a Radley's, but I'm afraid that Excelsior sitting in the cap was going to put a stop to that, really, in the end. And there was no way he could fire at the Excelsior to reset him, simply because if he did that, he would lose the high caliber. So really, it was a non-starter, and he decided in the end, it's better to end the game and start another one, which is the correct thing to do under the circumstances. His win rate in that game was 19,171, which is Super Unicum standard. And so, very good game. In fact, I feel almost inclined to submit this one to somebody who will analyze the game for us and see, did he actually make any mistakes? I think there were a few mistakes in the game. Is when he did get hit by the enemy tanks. But that DSPZ and, of course, the BK-3001, he could have got into cover sooner with the BK, 5-1 shot in, and then directly ran into cover. But, of course, he was going to take a shot from that DSPZ because, of course, he wasn't engaging that guy at the time, but he could see our friend. He could see 73north. So if he fired, that guy was going to react to it. So anyway, good result. First ace tanker. Let's have a look at the team score. Well, we can see from the active players, we can see here that 73north got 3,427 hit points, and of course the high caliber. Second highest was the Only 3, the real player, who got 1,784. And the third highest player in the game was I'm looking at now, the M10 RBFM on our team, who got 566 hit points of damage. When it came to kills, he had the highest number of those, 7. Second highest turned out to be the Only 3 with 2 kills. And when it came to base XP, he got the highest on that one as well, 1,543. And the second highest on this one actually being the M10 RBFM on his own team with 364, followed by the Excelsior, who managed 340. And of course, he got a cool-headed and steel wall. He fired 44 rounds, got 39 direct hits, 34 penetrations, 3,427 hit points of damage, of which 1,658 were up more than 300 meters. He received 3 hits from the enemy. All 3 were penetrations. The armor on the M10 is very, very light indeed. The maximum armor is 57.2 millimeters at the front of the turret. Everything else is under 40 millimeters thick. So yes, it can easily be penetrated. So those 3 shots that hit him all penetrated. 2 of them came from the VK. 1 of them came from DSPZ. 1 enemy vehicle spotted, 7 enemy vehicles damaged, 7 killed, and 119 hit points of spotting assist in that game. 42 capture points in the cap. Nothing he could do about that. If he moved out of the cap, the VK was going to, the Excelsior was going to stay in the cap anyway, and all that would happen was a bot would end up getting a medal. On a premium count, he actually made 27,764 credits in this game. Yes, he did use some premium ammo, so that's why his ammo costs were high, but he did get 65,000 for mission completion out of it. 11,574 experience points as well. Again, mission completion for holiday ops, 9,260. So, a decent battle in the M10, and at last he's got his first ace tanker. I would like to see exactly what happens to 73north when he actually doesn't play bots, when he's actually up against real players. Because, of course, the Wolverine doesn't really have the advantage, because it's a standard tech tree tank. It doesn't have the advantage the M10 RBFM has. That tank is really, really good, because, of course, it's a premium one, but, of course, it's also French, not the American one. And it's actually advisable to try and get if you've got the ace in one, try and get it in the other as well. Hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, please give this video a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And thank you for watching.